Hey Libra, this is going to be your April 2022 forecast and it looks beautiful for you. So let's take it back to late March for a moment. Everything was going very well and there was a lot of success for you and there was a lot of achievement and accomplishment, and this was kind of materially 10 of Pentacles and emotionally the 9 of Cups. So I would say fulfillment was at an all-time high in late March and you really felt like things were just going exactly how you wanted them to be. You may have been getting promotions, you may have been getting new job opportunities, new career opportunities, things coming to full manifestation. The projects and endeavors that you have been putting so much focus and effort into have come full bloom and you're really seeing the results and it's making you feel really good. So you're entering the month of April, as far as you know, feeling so accomplished, satisfied, dare I say a little smug. Even this person is a little bashful here, they're blushing a bit. So maybe like all this reinforcement is actually, triggering in you some sort of embarrassment because it's so much good and positive attention coming your way. But something happened. There was a delay, Judgment card in reverse in late March or at the beginning of April, where you weren't really sure how this was all going to turn out. And this fear then started to change and the energy sort of shifted towards more of a fear of failure, the Judgment card. And it's strange, we'll have to clear it up and see how we got here because everything was so good and so certain and you were so sure about everything coming full circle, ending up the way you wanted it to be. And then Judgment card tells me that there was a fear to act or maybe a failure to face some facts, but it resulted in a delay around this opportunity for you. And we will look at that and see how we get there. However, by the month of April, it's just so lovely. The Empress card, the Sun card, and the 6 of Wands. Perhaps when the Sun moves into Taurus on the 19th of April is when we're really starting to see a lot of victory for you, Libra. So we're very blessed in the month of April and so much to celebrate at this time. You are perhaps, Libra, the Sun has been in Aries until the 19th and that's your polar opposite sign. So at some point during the recent few weeks, the Sun has made an opposition to your natal Sun. And when the Sun opposes the natal Sun, imagine a tug of war between the Sun on both sides, the transiting Sun in Aries versus your natal Sun opposite that in Libra at some point. Well, oppositions are something we can't ignore, and the Sun is very much about our ego, right? And our essence of expressing that. And maybe you were just felt like, pulled in two different directions because you want to be humble, but there's just so much good stuff going on, so much to celebrate for you in April. So why not just be, live your best life, be sure about your blessings. They're so apparent to you in April. You're really abundant in April and a lot of victory coming your way, a lot of success coming your way in April. I love to see these cards. So much to be thankful for, grateful for. Also, there's a lot of exposure because both of these cards are situated around Leo energy, which Leo takes the center stage. But this month, it seems to be you, Libra, that is really reveling in the spotlight. A lot of positive exposure coming your way, more engagement, more followers maybe, but if you're working on a team, people want to work with you because your energy is so good and just so pleasant to be around. But you need to learn something by the end of the month going into May. And we have the Taurus card here for the Hierophant. So we're well into Taurus season at this point. Mercury, the Sun, will be in Taurus. And at this point, so let's put this after the 19th of April. We're in Taurus season. Mercury is there too, Mercury, planet of communication, and the Hierophant with this Taurus Mercury flavor. Learning something very important that sustains your growth, that sustains everything that you've been working on, that makes it more permanent. It's almost like you listen to some advice or you're taught something by the end of the month that really is the key here for your movement. And you have to reflect on this, the 4 of Swords, before acting. So it doesn't take you too long because something sinks in pretty quickly and it just fuels your direction forward. It keeps fueling this momentum going on, more pushing forward, but it really seems like something valuable is learned towards the end of the month. Could come through from a mentor, somebody that you look up to in work, you know, a boss figure, a father figure. It just could be somebody that seems very wise to you, a healer, or somebody that just gives you that key to unlock the issue. And it gives you pause for thought. When I see the Four of Swords, it's always wise to sleep on it. So when you get some valuable information and insight and learn something this month, sleep on it, digest it, because you're going to want to act. It seems like with the Eight of Wands is very momentous, and it's bringing you in the right direction. This is the last card of the reading so far. We're going to pull more now and clear these up. It's propelling you forward out of the reading, so towards the future, towards your kind of plans like that. Well, I think we should clear up the Ten of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups now, and the Judgment card in reverse. Let's see what's going on. First of all, I want to see what's been going on with this abundance. Okay, first of all, we'll see what the nature of the abundance, the accomplishment was, and then we'll look at Judgment in reverse, where we'll look at where the delay happened and why. The Queen of Cups, beautiful energy. So this was loving for you, like if you felt it in your heart. And then the Nine of Swords in reverse to clear up Judgment in reverse. Okay, so the Queen of Cups, you felt that this was right, and it's about you trusting in that inner knowing. When you feel something is right or wrong, trust in that. It's usually a really good compass in the heart. And the Queen of Cups is all about the internal manifestation of the element of water and cup energy, which is our feelings and our emotions. It is our desires and what fundamentally makes us feel fulfilled and happy. So whatever has been happening in late March and early April that has fundamentally just made you feel connected to others, made you feel pleased with yourself, proud of yourself, maybe you have been showing more love, opening up, lean into that, because it's really been a real drive for your success and emotional prosperity for sure, but you're also seeing the financial and the material too. If it's not actually just money in the bank, it's an alliance, okay? Usually the Ten of Pentacles, if you know the tarot, sometimes you see it with more of a family dynamic here, different age groups showing kind of legacy and generational interchange. This is a couple here, two people, a helpful, supportive alliance. Sure, it could be love, it could be the person you're with, they're making you feel really special, or they're just supporting you in your goals, but it could also look like the abundance may have been like a new teammate and a teacher, a skill, something that you developed and that's going to bring you further towards your goal. But lean into what makes you feel good, and you have been leaning into that. But there was some sort of a delay, a failure to meet some sort of a test that seemed to be energetic, and even for some you may have felt a karmic flavor with this. The test was, how have you managed the mind? Okay, the heart is aligned, the kind of solar plexus, the kind of that's all good. The sacral chakra, the root chakra, grounded and in alignment, and that's how this abundance can flow to you. However, when we're in the mind and we have a lack of clarity, and maybe the crown chakra or the third eye chakra is blocked here, we may be unwilling to face certain facts, or unwilling to face information that scares us, okay? But fear is but an illusion, these cards tell us together, both in reverse, both kind of fearful and holding ourselves back and limiting ourselves. But that would be maybe suggesting to you, Libra, recently see where you have been the spanner in the works and where your mind is just acting to protect you. We have to thank the brain for that. But in the Nine of Swords, there's a lot of brain activity going on. And the Nine of Swords upright is that monkey mind grabbing like a branch each negative thought. But I think, Libra, instead of allowing yourself to spiral, you grabbed a hold of this, and you may have had some like positive reinforcement around your abilities, and it was kind of made obvious to you in a sense that sometimes you are your own worst enemy when you allow these sort of fears to take hold and to spiral. And when everything is so much reinforced in the physical, and people around you telling you you're doing a great job, like you deserve all of this abundance, abundance. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have everything you want. It can just take a little longer for that to sink in sometimes, especially if we have built a paradigm in our mind around, you know, I'm afraid to do this and this is so big, because maybe it is so big. Maybe it has been big for you already in the past. Oftentimes the Judgment card represents something that's coming up to give us a second chance to go for, to complete, or to go to be ballsy with. And the mind can often protect us from things that we don't know, like a fear of the unknown, keeping us in a comfort zone because it's safe there. And it's up to us and our soul to kind of push forward, push out of that. You have so much positive reinforcement around you. Everybody seems to be rooting for you, Libra. So let's clear up these cards for the month of April. The Empress card, the Sun card, and the Six of Wands. I mean, this is victory, celebration, blessings, abundance, okay? So I'm so glad that you caught those swords. And if you are like this image here, these kind of binded hands, you just snapped them free and you were like, no more, this is for me, I deserve it, and I'm open to receiving. And that's the Empress energy that you step right into. And if you notice, her heart is activated here, coming from a space of self-love and knowing that you deserve all this abundance. So let's check out what you can expect in April in terms of happiness, celebration, abundance, and success, victory. Oh yeah, love to see this, Libra. So we're clearing up the Empress, the Sun, and the Six of Wands with the Death card and with the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so we have to take the good with the bad, right? Holly, what do you think? We have to take the good with the bad here. And the kind of worries that you're experiencing in April seem to be focused around other people at the moment, how they're doing. You're concentrating at the moment, I think, on somebody in your life's external healing. And the Star card and the Five of Cups shows me that something in your environment is being healed at the moment. It might be somebody you know, it may be another air sign like an Aquarius, a Gemini, or Libra, but they're working through some stuff, but they're on the up and up, and you're happy to see that. But you do worry about what this means for your relationship with them. Maybe that there's a sort of element here in this relationship that as they heal, you feel further away from them or something like that. Maybe they've just told you, you know, basically, I need to figure out some stuff on my own and I need some time apart to kind of just figure out where I'm at. The Death card would be telling me that with this, I'm home in Ireland and this is my family dog that I don't get to see very often. So Holly is kind of like in on these readings with me, my sidekick, aren't you, Holly? But this is so showing me that Death card will tell you that with all this abundance coming through, you're making a pathway to clear the old and make way for the new, because we do have to make space for our blessings as well, right? We have to clear out the kind of things that hold us back. And what could be holding us back? Well, I look at these as very opposite energies. Abundance versus scarcity, having everything you need and more in the Empress card, and then the Five of Pentacles being without contact, without connection, without help, without resources. So maybe it's highlighting to you, Libra, what you need to clear out to invite the abundance in this month. I think it's going to be strong no matter what, but the Death card would suggest to me that you really need to clear out the stale energy. And if there's anybody in your life that like kind of makes you feel belittled in the Five of Pentacles, isolated, not included, that could be just an indication of what's not really fitting in your life at the moment, what's not really supporting you. It may become clear to you in April, really, what is supportive for you, and unfortunately what is not. But it gives you the power, Death card, to just do a nice clean swoop. Like, what is this? Is this a sickle? I don't know. What is this called? But it's like you're going to have to really kind of as if you're going out into the garden and pulling up the weeds. And there's some weeds maybe. There could be some weeds that need to be cleared up. But overall, I just think you're focused in April on your blessings. It's highlighting to you you know, what's in your life and what needs to maybe death card be released. But you are also conscious. I think of another air sign in your life. It doesn't have to be, but they're healing. But sure, you're aware of their struggle at the moment. And you know, you can't help but ignore that, okay? But coming up to the end of the month, you get some very valuable information. You learn something that is so important to you that you need to sleep on before bringing yourself forward to the next level. I hope none of you guys have a fear of dogs or anything like that. Even if I wanted to get rid of Holly beside me, she would just be like, she knows how to open the doors here. So she would just be right back here. I mean, look at those eyes. They're very soulful, aren't they? They're almost like human eyes. Who are you, Holly? Who are you? So the Hierophant, the Four of Swords, and the Eight of Wands. I think some of you might be doing like a retreat or something towards the end of April going to May. That seems very calming for your mind, body, soul. And so it seems like maybe some of you are doing like a spiritual retreat, a circle, some sort of a ceremony or ritual or something like that. The Hierophant, we'll clear that up. And that's Four of Swords. What does Libra learn and need to sleep on? And then in what direction are Libra taking off towards the end of April going into May? So we're clearing that energy up with the Knight of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. Well, that's very steady energy. At the bottom of the deck, we now have the two sixes rather than two fives. Sixes are a more harmonious number in tarot. It's when we find balance and harmony after the fives period of constriction. So you're concerned about somebody else at the moment. You're also experiencing things in April with the high amount of blessings and celebration. It kind of polarizes like that sun opposite sun. That light is shone on the other, right? So what is lacking? What is so abundant? What is lacking? So the Hierophant and the Four of Swords, what are you learning? Well, it's something that progresses you towards the goal overall, and it takes some time to get there. So maybe you understand with the information you hear that, hey, this is going to take a little bit longer than expected. You're on the right track, the Knight of Pentacles says, but you're just maybe going to experience things being a little bit more slowly until you learn a certain skill, until you learn some information. And the Hierophant is never going to try and teach you anything that won't be valuable for you. It's the sign of Taurus, the sign of values. And now we have Virgo energy here. You could be dealing with a lot of earth energy towards the end of the month, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. I'm seeing Virgo and Taurus in particular, where this is about due diligence, where it's about reality, where it's about being based, and you're kind of like matter of fact by the end of the month. But you know what you learn and what you have to sleep on is just, well, this is going to take time, but it will happen for me. So I just have to be patient and put in the work and the effort. The Six of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. So where are you going? Towards greater harmony, of course, towards debts being settled, towards getting your payback and your fair dues. And the more you put in the work and the effort and the Knight of Pentacles due diligence, and you do things right and by the book, and you don't skip any important bits, you sleep on it and you really understand what needs to be done, then you get what's owed to you. Then you get what's fair. The Judgment card in reverse is pretty karmic, and I see the Six of Pentacles almost as some sort of a karmic card too, because it relates to, I don't know, debts and fairness and everything being right and everything going the way it should. So think back and reflect by the end of the month as to how far you've come from late March to where you are in late April. I bet you feel a greater sense of balance, and I bet you feel like everything is now worked out, and you feel a lot braver, Libra. Well, have a wonderful month ahead, and I will see you soon.